Razzle dazzle, happy Saturday. Welcome to the first installment of Jay's Tiny Secrets, the podcast sponsored by the JBR Foundation. Jay's Tiny Secrets, the
Ooh,
podcast. Happy Saturday. Take
happy
care of
Saturday.
you. I am one of your hosts, Chanel, and with me is boom. Introduce yourself.
Tracy, the other host of JBR, Jay's Tiny Secret.
So we are here because we got together and decided we have some stories that we need to share. We have some people that we need to inspire as a result of people inspiring us. And so here we are with the podcast, Jay's Tiny Secrets, totally focused on taking care of you. We're gonna get started with the first segment, and the first segment is well. Before we get started, hey, it happens. Look, before we get started, let's have a greeting, okay? So look, when I was teaching at a certain elementary school, we would have these little advisory sessions,
Mm-hmm.
and we would start the morning with a greeting. And so here we are seated together, and the greeting this morning is we're gonna say, "Happy Saturday. My name is," and then one thing I had so much as a child, I can't stand anymore is. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Get
I'll
us
start.
started. Get us
Okay.
started.
Happy Saturday. My name is Janelle. One thing I had so much as a child that I cannot stand anymore is cereal with milk.
Oh my
So
goodness. I
I will
can
not eat cereal and milk anymore.
I can
I'll eat
still
the look.
even
I'll eat the frosted flakes with some three flavor ice cream.
oh wow. I can still eat a good bowl of cereal every now and then. But yeah,
What's
I
your
mean, I
favorite
think
cereal?
well, it used to be Fruit Loops growing up and Frosted Flakes, and my parents would not buy it. So
Why?
when
Cause
we
you
bought
had
it,
it. Cause you would eat it too much.
no, because they thought that I should have cornflakes. And so when I got a little bit older, I was like, you know what? Okay, y'all can buy cornflakes because I'm gonna go and put sugar on it. And so that's what I would do. I would add my own sugar. So yep, keep buying cornflakes. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, cereal is for the I feel like cereal is for the kids. It's not, if I eat cereal now, I'm gonna want something else to eat. Like that's not gonna fill me up, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's just
You'll be hungry in a little bit.
yeah, it's just something
And
that tastes good.
we're not gonna talk about being lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah, that's another show. That could be a whole
it,
nother show.
it
Um,
could be.
um,
Look. Before we go to the first before we do your greeting, I was thinking um about your cereal. I can
mhm.
remember as a child going with my mom and dad at the first of the month to the
Yeah.
grocery store, and we would fill up. It was so exciting because we would fill up the shopping cart with all these groceries and take them back home, and cereal was on the list.
And cereal was on the list. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
And you know what? You know what's even worse? When you buy the off name brand cereals. Ah, I went to a
We didn't
friend's
do
house
off
and
things.
that yeah, but I went to a friend's house and that's all her mom would buy is like the off like instead of like maybe Cocoa Puffs, it was like Cocoa Buffs or something. I don't know, but it was yeah, it wasn't good. It was not good. So,
All right, I
but
passed the greeting to you.
yes, okay. So my name is Tracy, and one of the things that I am is it tired of? Is that it?
One thing you had so much as a child that you
One
can't
thing that I
stand
had
anymore.
so much of as a kid is cream of wheat. I cannot stand. So it still falls along the lines of cereal, but it's a hot cereal, right? I cannot stand cream
Hmm.
of wheat. No,
Do you eat
no.
grits?
I do eat grits. I love
Okay,
grits.
good.
In fact, I'm
Okay,
really
good.
good. I can make some good grits. Yes, I can make some
I bet your
amazing.
grits don't taste better than mine.
I bet you they do. I bet you they do. Okay,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna have
have
to
us a
have a
grits cook
good
off.
talk. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
What brand of
yes.
grits you use?
You said what brand? I'm not telling
Uh-huh.
you my secret. Oh, no, I'm not telling you
Okay.
my secret.
Quick
Hmm.
grits, instant grits, or real
Instant grits.
grits?
What's that? We don't do that over here. No, no, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Because if
Thank
somebody
you.
said Instagram, that's an automatic. You're out of here.
I try. I try to tell my mama and
Yeah.
my daddy,
Yeah.
instant grits don't taste
No,
like regular grits. I
they do
don't care
not.
what you say. I
They
don't
do
care
not.
what you put in it. I don't care how you cook it.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly. It tastes like
mm.
something you should give like the babies because they don't know any better, like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. And yeah, but no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Instant grits. Absolutely
Somebody
not.
with no taste buds.
Exactly. And somebody that young will appreciate it. But yeah, no,
Yep.
no, no instant
Yeah.
grits. Hmm. So yeah, we'll have to do that one day.
Okay, one day, one day. All right,
Yeah.
so here we go. Let's move on to the next part of our podcast, and that is segment one. What season are you in, and what are you doing to take care of you? I need to explain this question, and I need to explain seasons. When we first started talking about doing this podcast, um, it was important to me that this question be raised at every podcast. But it's one that's challenging. It causes you pause because just asking someone how are you, you automatically get what, Tracy? Hey Tracy, how
Oh,
you doing today?
oh, I'm good, but really, maybe I'm not good. Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a good day.
Okay. Thank you.
Her.
You too.
You. All right. You too.
Okay. Take care now. Bye.
You too. You too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now my turn.
Okay.
You ask
Jay.
me. Hey.
Jay.
Hey.
Chanel.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. Am I
You you're fine? Oh,
right?
okay. Good to
How
hear.
you?
And you know what? I'm good too,
Okay, then
girl.
good. All right. Well, you have a good one. All right.
Okay. Take care.
You too.
Okay. Thank you.
Now
And
look.
that is typically how a lot of
Mhm.
conversations go. And
Mhm.
so one of the things I had said was it's okay to say, you know, I'm not at my best today. I'm okay, but I'm not at my best,
Mhm.
and that's okay. Because
It is
sometimes we're
okay.
not good. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
okay. It is okay to
Absolutely.
recognize. It is okay to not be okay.
It is okay not to be okay. So
So when we pose the question, what season are you in? It's not necessarily a winter, spring, summer, or fall. Although it may be a winter, spring, summer, or fall. Um, the Bible, I can't, I want to say Galatians, it may be Ephesians, I'm not really sure. But to
mhm.
everything, there's a season, and a time and a place. And if you can recognize the season that you're in, then you can set your mind to be prepared for that season. And you're able
Yes.
to function because you know what season you're in. And I can make it even plainer for you. If we know that it's summertime outside, we're not going to necessarily put on our sweatpants and our hoodie to go to the store because it's hot. So we prepare for the season that we are going outside into. And I feel like it's important for us to prepare for the seasons that we're in that we can't see. For the seasons that we cannot see, we have to be prepared for. All right, so let's pop it off. Here we go. What season are you in, and what are you doing to take care of you? That is the question. Give you a moment to actually like stop and think about what season are you in, and what are you doing to
Yeah.
take care of you. Let's take a moment and think about that question, and then we'll answer it.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're ready, you can share. I'll let you go first whenever you're ready.
Okay. So let me preface this, guys, with this. So as Janelle mentioned, and we spoke about this before, and I kind of pushed back on the whole season thing, and I told her, I'm like, Listen, I'm in a lot of seasons. I feel like I'm in many different, seasons. And let me just say, sometimes you can't really prepare because we know that, especially living here in Atlanta, it can be cold in the morning and warm in the evening. And so you may or may not be prepared for it. And it's okay, right? As we enter into different seasons. But to answer the question, the season that I am in is the season of renewal and restoration. I feel like it's going on probably about a year. It will be a year in September. And I
Mm,
had something that a health scare that kind of made me just look at things a little differently, put things a little bit more in perspective. We always talk about, life is not promised. You never know when your time is
mhm,
up and so forth and so on. So, again, it took me just to a different perspective of how I view things now. So I am in a season of restoral, renewal. I decided that I wanted to transition out of the field that I was working in, which
mhm,
was the healthcare field. Um, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something impactful, you know so many times with our jobs, we just do it just to be doing it. There's not necessarily any passion behind it. There's not necessarily anything that you can say that once you leave, that someone's
mhm.
going to remember what you did. So I'm in that season of just restoring, renewing. I feel good about myself. I feel great about myself. And again, that's
That's
not to say
great.
that I don't have good days or bad days or better days. But yeah,
Mhm,
I feel like I've been reborn after my health situation. So I'm in a really great place, although everything is not perfect with me right now. But because I've been restored, I've been renewed, I'm in a great place.
mhm,
And so part of the other thing with this is you talked about what are we doing to take care of ourselves? So what I'm
yes.
doing to take care of myself is meditation. And I've been on the meditation journey for quite a while. And so let me just say this. Meditation is not as easy as it sounds. And here's why, at least for
Mm.
me, because
School us, school us,
yes,
school
yes,
us.
yes, 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 yes. So what happens is the whole idea is to bring your thoughts to a place where actually you're not thinking of anything. You are not thinking of the day-to-day things. You're not thinking about what you did yesterday, what you're going to do tomorrow. But
Mhm,
somehow through meditation, the brain, right, without you even knowing, will revert back to something in your life, something that you're thinking about. So that's why I say that
mhm,
it is a challenge to meditate. And I encourage anybody to try it for just 5 minutes to truly clear your mind of
mhm.
everything, your kids, your family, your job. And I guarantee you, it is not as easy. Try it for just 5 minutes. But yes, so I like to do meditation, a daily meditation, in the
Mhm.
morning for me. And again, it only takes about 5 minutes to literally just close your eyes. And we see this a lot. Mm, well, that's not what it's about either.
Run
No,
that
no,
back.
no,
Run
no.
that
Yeah.
back.
Mm,
Mhm.
no, no, no,
Okay.
that's not what it's about. It's literally taking that time to clear your mind. And should you revert back to something, I encourage you to start at another 5 minutes.
You know
So,
what? You say
yeah.
meditation and it
Hmm.
to clear your mind, and it makes me think of metacognition, where
Yes,
we are going, 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 but if someone we need to stop
we
and
need
think
to stop.
about what we're thinking about. When you
Right.
stop and think about your thinking, then you are causing pause.
You're causing
I can notice
pause.
it. Causing
Right.
pause.
And I encourage people
Mhm.
because here's the thing, we have 24 hours in the day, and yes, we're very busy, right? But if you can't take 5 minutes to just clear your mind and not focus or concentrate on anything, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I encourage everybody, you pick a time of day if you can and meditate.
Restoration and what?
Restoration and restore. Renewal and restore.
Restoration.
Sorry. Renewal and restore.
Renewal and restore. Okay,
Yes. I'm in
okay.
a season of renewal and restoration or restore. So, with that being said, now I pose the question back to you, girlfriend. What
Okay.
season are you in, and what are you doing to take care of you?
Well, I think Riley thought you were talking to her, so
I think so.
yeah, she's having her moment right now. Riley. Okay. I am in a season of excitement. I'm in a season of change, and I think like um, if you had asked me this question last week, I would have said I'm in my waiting season. But I feel like I'm getting to a point where the wait is over. The waiting is almost over, and so I'm entering into a season of excitement, and it feels wonderful.
Feels good. Yes,
It
feels
feels
good.
so good, and I'm so thankful to move from one season to the next season, because being in that season of wait causes and caused me
Mm-hmm.
pause.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel like, okay, we're getting there, we're moving along, and what am I doing to take care of me during all of these seasons is mentally remembering to put me first, um, and taking time to spend time with me and
Mm-hmm.
doing something that I want to do. I always make sure that I'm doing something for me, because it keeps me going. If I
Mm-hmm.
can take care of me, then that will give me the strength that I need to take care of those who depend upon me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's not selfish when we say take care of you. It's sacrificial, where it's necessary that I take care of me, no matter what season I'm in. That becomes a little difficult when it's a little valley season. You need a little support,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always at the forefront to take care of me. Take care of
That's
me.
it.
It's always at the forefront. So we leave
Yeah.
nothing off the table.
I love it.
Is there anything that we need to talk about today? We're going
Yeah.
to move to our second segment here. And so here we
And I'm
go.
really excited about this one here.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Well, let's share. Segment two. How you do? What you
Segment
do?
two.
Segment two. Segment two. Segment two. 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 Who inspires you? Who?
Who
Who?
inspired
Who
you?
inspired you?
You know
Who inspired you?
what?
Who? Who? Who?
Okay. All right. Segment two, who inspired you? Okay. So my story is gonna go a little differently, I think, than what most people think about in terms of being inspired or someone
Hmm.
impacting your life. Okay.
Okay.
So let me set the scene up because I guarantee you it's not what you think. All right.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we think of the inspiration, of course, and when we say inspire, we're talking about today specifically a teacher, maybe
Mm-hmm.
a coach, all right, a professor, right? Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
let me set the scene up, okay? Because I guarantee
All
again, this
right.
is not going to be what you think. All right. So this was well, we'll say middle school. So the school that I went to was a private school where the grades were 1 through 8th grade, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the 8th grade. And so that means that I'm going to graduate that year and then go to college. I'm sorry, go to high school. All right.
Okay.
So, but this teacher, Sister Mary Patrick, and Sister Mary Patrick did not like me. I mean, yeah, she didn't like me. Um, Yeah, she didn't. He said she didn't like me. So I'll just say this:
What gave you the indication?
if we all were talking, I was singled out. Okay,
Mm.
um, just pretty much anything I got in trouble for. And I wasn't a troublemaker. And I mean, all through my grades, I had never gotten in trouble. So, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing differently? Okay. So we're probably halfway through the school year. And I remember I'm like, okay, it's February. So it was Valentine's Day. And a lot of times kids give teachers, candy and what, and so forth, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, I'm gonna give Sister Mary Patrick some candy and maybe
Oh,
she'll ease
she'll
up
like
off
me.
me. Yeah, maybe she'll like me,
Okay.
right? Okay. Now go to the store, I buy the candy, and I'm ready to give it to her. I even bring it to school. Something inside of me said, don't give her this candy. And I did not give her the candy. And I kept the candy and I ate the candy, Janelle. Now, yes. Well, why
What?
didn't you give her why didn't you give her the
Yeah,
candy?
why did
Because
you give her?
you trying to get her to ease up off of you a little bit, right?
And
So I
wait, wait,
don't
what grade
know.
were you in? This
This
sixth,
is
eighth,
eighth
eighth
grade.
grade, eighth
This
grade.
is eighth
Okay,
grade.
all right,
Right.
continue.
Right. So I ate the candy and I said, I'm not giving this lady nothing. This is what I'm telling myself. I'm not giving her anything. And I don't know whether it was my mother or whether I had read it someplace or heard it someplace, but I remember someone saying, no matter what, no one can ever take away how smart you are. You know, they can never take that away. And I don't
Mm-hmm,
know, it
mm-hmm.
just kind of stuck with me in that moment. And so, I continued the rest of the year. Like I said, this was February. And, I just tried to kind of stay out of her way. Now, fast forward, right? Fast
Uh-oh. All
forward,
right.
it's time for graduation. Okay. It's time for
Okay.
graduation. And they're giving out awards, and my name is called. And my name is called for science. Okay. I had the top, I had the top, yes, I had the top grade in science. And so, I knew I had, done well that year, but it kind of shocked me because I'm thinking there's no way she's going to give me, the top grade. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it resonated with me again. You can't take away what I have and know up here. So when I think of someone
Man.
that inspired me, it was almost reverse. I think it allowed me to push myself even more in terms
Mm-hmm.
of buckling down, with my schoolwork. And
Mm-hmm.
it allowed me to say, you know what? No matter what someone thinks of me, their thoughts, their perception, right? I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. And so, in a small way, I kind of thanked her, I
Yes,
really did.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, because, and she may have known what she was doing, maybe, to get me
See?
to push me, sometimes just saying, hey, you need to do this or you need to work on this or you're
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
capable of this. Sometimes it's not enough. So whatever was behind it, it worked. And so yes, I took home the science award for the
I
highest
wonder, does
grade.
she know this story?
She does not know this story. She doesn't
Is
know
she
this
still
story.
living?
And I'm not sure if she's still living or not either. So, so there's that. But yes, it would be a great opportunity to speak with her and say, did you know that I felt like,
Yeah.
that you just didn't like
Mm-hmm.
me that year and I've never had a teacher like not like me. So I said, this was
Mm-hmm.
new for me, you know. And yeah, it would be
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see what she would have to say with that. And to also share with her that yeah, at that point and I always got good grades, A's and B's, so that wasn't really a hard thing, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it did allow me to just really just focus. So yeah, I thank Sister Mary Patrick for that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you,
Yes,
Sister Mary Patrick.
thank you,
You
Sister Mary
motive.
Patrick. Yes.
Hey,
So
she
we're gonna
motivated you to keep pressing forward.
to keep pressing forward, right? And again, this is for anybody. So when someone is challenging you or being difficult with you or towards you, don't let it bring you down. Know who you are. Or
Every stone thrown in your path helped you build
hmm
your bridge.
helps you build your bridge. So yeah. So I thank her. All right, we're
And
gonna turn it
you
over
know
to
something
you.
else.
What's that?
Something else I got from your story. You don't have to buy
Mm-hmm.
the things that are due to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to buy recognition
Right.
because your success pays for it.
Indeed. Indeed. But sometimes we feel like we have to, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, very good point.
Hey, it's definitely a networking type of society.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So I
Thank
was
you for
saying we're gonna
sharing.
you're welcome. We're gonna turn it over to you now.
Who inspired me and how? That's the question. I think
That is
that's
the
the
question.
question. Is that the
Yeah,
question?
that
Okay.
is the question.
All right. Who inspired me and how? I had to think about this, Tracy. There are so many people who inspired me.
Yeah.
Um, I would probably say my first inspiration that I can remember were my
Mm-hmm.
parents. And
Mm-hmm.
so
But now they were
my
teachers.
mom and
Are they
dad.
teachers? Are they teachers?
No,
Okay.
no. Wait, I think, yeah, they know.
They know. All right. Wait
They
a minute.
no, no, they
Okay.
are not teachers. Okay.
Okay.
However, my mom was a teacher. My dad was a minister and a radiologist,
Mm-hmm.
but he passed like full time and he worked full time. But to
Okay.
me, it was like the ministry was. I'm not gonna say more important. It was as important. So he had two full time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my mom is a retired educator. So I guess when you put one and one together, you get two. And they inspired me because I can remember going to the grocery store. We always had food. It was special. It was they showed me the importance of not splurging,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time providing. They inspired me because they really, really reinforced education.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, it was the kitchen table, sit down, get your homework done, and don't you dare turn in something that is
Mm-hmm.
half-assed. Uh, I half-assed a couple of assignments.
Yeah.
I was a little hard headed. It took me a couple of times to figure out, okay, it's this little
Oh,
half-assed thing you
shoot.
do it ain't
I
sweet
should
on me.
right. Hmm.
Like it took me a
Mm-hmm.
couple of half-asses, and I had to get in trouble a couple of times to figure out, okay, ain't no half stepping.
Stepping. Yeah.
By the time I turned 40, I finally figured it all out. But they they inspired me because they reinforced the importance of education. And then the last way, it's not the last one, but I just give three. They inspired my spirituality. And so knowing that I need to provide, knowing that education is important, and knowing that my spirituality is important are the things that have grounded me, even during like some of my toughest times, because you remember that bottom line, you remember that
Mm-hmm.
foundation. And so they inspire me, and that is how.
Okay. Awesome.
Sizzle, sizzle,
Awesome.
razzle,
Awesome.
dazzle.
Yeah,
That's
razzle
my
dazzle.
story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's my story.
And that's your story. Well, I love it. I
Yes.
love it. And you're right. I mean, today, we just, you know, picked one person, and I say one because I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
both of your parents, but of course there's been others along the way that have inspired me as well, and I'm sure you as well,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely, parents, I mean, they cultivate a lot of who we are, and especially in those early years, and being consistent with that. So
Yes.
Yeah, definitely shout out to our parents, those that really um, inspired us through, like you said, education, the encouragement. And I also came from a household where, yeah, you don't get to play. You come home, you take off your clothes,
Mm-hmm.
you do your homework, you wait until dinner time, a very structured. And I do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, yeah, shout out to our parents who definitely were many of our
Parents and
first
educators.
inspiration. Yeah, right,
Many of
right.
our first is many, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And maybe, my mom also is a former educator, so maybe that has something to do with it. So yeah, absolutely.
Tracy, this is our first podcast, and it's really a team of
It is.
four. I want to say thank you for inspiring me to pursue this venture of podcasting. You are my pusher, and I say thank you.
What's your tea?
Push a T, push a T, push a T. Um, but we're missing two people, and one of
Yeah.
the hosts, Chandra, is in the process of moving. And as we move into segment 3, I want to take a moment and share with you something that she shared with me this morning. And sometimes I test the waters and I just test our friendships, but I'm pretty sure she would not mind me sharing this with you all.
Okay.
Um, one of the things that we talked about at the beginning was uh, taking care of us and what season we're in. And if she was able to be here today, she would share what I believe is this. So as we move into segment 3, which is where we get ready to close out our podcast, because we don't want to keep you all day. We just want to feed your soul a little bit and
Yes,
give you a
we
little
do. We want to
motivation.
keep people all day and continue to just tell them story after story after story. No, I'm
Like
kidding.
I said,
I'm kidding.
like like I said, we do
Hmm.
not want to keep you out, but we do want to share and provide a little inspiration. I'm gonna share this with you, and here we go. Hello, good morning. My name is Chandra Francois, and I am in a season of elevation. The past few months, I took a moment to pay attention to the seasons that I was in. When this question was first asked to me, I was like, what season am I in? But it helped. It really helped. So I went through a season of healing for a few months. Then I went through a season of forgiveness, and it felt so good because forgiveness was for me. It wasn't for the other person or other people. And I even apologized if I offended or did anything to hurt anyone. But now I'm in a season of elevation. Oh my gosh. I thank God for my strength. I am moving this weekend, so I am not able to be in person on the podcast, but you guys do your best. Sending a hug. Stay lifted.
Wow. I love that. I absolutely
Good.
love that. Yes. And you know what? So I almost bringing a little tear because I appreciate Chandra taking those 2 minutes just to do that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? In the midst
Mm-hmm.
of everything that she's obviously doing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about. When people say, "Oh, I can't do it because of this," or, this and this, you can. You
You
can
can.
always take a moment for what is important to you. And that really
Yes.
touched me that she took that moment to do this. Thank you, Chandra.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is a perfect closing to this episode, our very first episode. We miss Chandra, we miss Jason, and we miss you all. So we want to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. It's only going to grow up from here. And so we invite you to come and grow with us. Jay's Tiny Secrets. This is going to be epic. It is going to be epic. Stay on the lookout. Find Mindset Bracelets at on Facebook.com. You can look for Jay's Tiny Secrets on Instagram and TikTok. Middle school math teacher. Tracy, what do you like to share in closing?
What I would like to share in closing is I just want to thank you. This is such an awesome opportunity. Um, Many of us, again, are so busy, especially on the weekends. So
Mm-hmm.
for us to take this time because we are wanting to share something with others, I love it. I couldn't ask for anything more. As you stated, it's more to come. It's only going to get bigger and better. I look forward to the upcoming podcast that we're going to have, and we hope that through this, that we're able to just reach people, you know,
Yes,
um,
yes.
and reach them in a way that they leave after seeing this podcast, that it makes a difference in their life. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's one
Yes.
step at a time. It doesn't have to be a major step, but if something that we say in this podcast today or the future podcast resonates with you, that's what really makes us happy. That's what really drives
Yes.
us. So,
Yes.
um, yeah, I'm excited, and we will definitely go ahead and close it out. I really want to stand up and dance and sing, but I'm not going to do it.
Cha 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 cha
Cha
cha
cha
cha
cha.
cha
All right,
cha 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 cha.
we'll keep it simple for today,
All
but
right.
we love you guys. Thank
Mwah,
you.
mwah, 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 mwah.
Mwah.